Welcome to Layla Lynn TV, the channel for celebrity news and entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified of every new episode. Although R. Kelly has been accused of leading a sex cult, among many other allegations, he's not backing away from the spotlight, and he just addressed the accusations against him in a new 19-minute track titled I Admit. On the track, R. Kelly sings that he's done some quote-unquote sins in his past, and he admits to what he's done. He addresses the accusations that he's abused women and led a sex cult in the following lyrics. He says, "What's the definition of a cult? What's the definition of a sex slave? Go to the dictionary, look it up, let me know, I'll be here waiting. Say I'm abusing these women. That's some absurd. They brainwash, really? Kidnap, really? Can't eat, really? Real talk, that sounds silly." Then he also addresses the Savage family, and I hope they come through like real savages. I really hope these people get their daughter back. But anyway, he addresses them on the song, and he says, "Now I'm only saying all this because they trying to play me. Yeah, I admit that there's no disrespect to the parents, but this is my advice to you because I'm also a parent. Don't push your daughter in my face and tell me that it's okay, because your agenda is to get paid and get mad when it don't go your way." He is basically trolling people and trying to bring out people's pity for him. So he says in the song that he can't read or write. He says, "I admitted it was so hard to focus. I didn't go to class. I admit that I dropped out of school. I admit that I wasn't cool. I admit I can't spell I admit that all I hear is hits. I admit that I couldn't read the teleprompters when the Grammys asked me to present." And I believe because he wants people to feel sorry for him, he also brings up the fact that he was a victim of sexual abuse up until age 14. He says, "Now I admit a family member touched me from a child to the age 14. When I lay to sleep, took my virginity." And R. Kelly also fired back at Chicago-based music journalist Jim DeRogatis, who has reported on R. Kelly's misconduct for the last 2 decades. R. Kelly says to Jim DeRogatis, whatever your name is, "You've been trying to destroy me for 25 whole years, writing the same stories over and over. Off my name, you done went and made yourself a career. But guess what? I pray for you and your family and all my other enemies. I'm not going to let y'all steal my joy. I'm just going to keep doing me." And speaking of journalists, he also addressed the Wendy Williams situation. Wendy Williams first was crying about R. Kelly on her show, and then she had to change her tune because advertisers threatened to pull out of her show. And so now she's allegedly mad at R. Kelly. So he says, "Now Wendy Williams mad with me, but I ain't never offered her no drink. But I admit that she asked me, can I get a little Hennessy? We both turned off our phone. We drinked, I smoked, we talked. I admit that I told it all, from my good points to my faults. She said, what about Aaliyah? Love. She said, what about the tape? I said, hush. I said, my lawyer said, don't say nothing." R. Kelly also addressed Spotify removing him from its playlist following the accusations against him. He said, "Spotify took me off their playlist. I admit that I've been underrated. I'm not convicted, not arrested, but drag my name in the dirt." R. Kelly also admits to being broke in the song. He says, "I admitted, however, since the first day that without knowing that I signed my publishing away, I admitted I was young and caught up so blind, said I had dyslexia, couldn't read all them contracts. Now the truth in this message is I'm a broke ass legend. The only reason I stay on tour is because I gotta pay my rent. I never thought it would come to this, to be the most disrespected artist." Then he says, "I admit I had to borrow a couple M's from the label, all these hits out, but I couldn't put food on the table. I was told I had to sell my cars. I was told I couldn't get a loan. Said I owed $20 million to the IRS and they were coming to get my home. I admit I was feeling stupid staying in the home with sweets, sipping Hennessy, trying to figure out what happened to me." I'll put a link to the full lyrics and the actual song from R. Kelly if you have time to sit and listen to it while you're at work or whatever. I'll put a link in the description box. But leave a comment and let me know what you think about R. Kelly's I Admit It song. To me, these do not sound like confessions at all. To me, it sounds like he's defending himself. He's not admitting to anything. He's just defending himself against the accusations against him. So, of course, I was disappointed. But leave a comment and let me know what you think.